Good evening, everyone. This is the second meeting of the Council for the Township of Admaston-Bromley. It is Thursday, September 18th, 2025, the appointed hour of 7:30 p.m. I am calling tonight's meeting to order. I would ask everyone present to please join with me to open tonight's meeting in the observation of a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. With that, I believe, Councillor Legree, you may have the motion on tonight's agenda.
Moved by myself, second by Angela Field. Be it resolved, the council approve the agenda of September 18th, 2025, regular council meeting.
Thank you very much. Council, all in favor? That is carried. I was remiss here momentarily. Please bear with me. Do not adjust your SAS. At this juncture, I would invite disclosure of pecuniary interest, and if there is any, the general nature thereof, please. I see none. Councillor Legree, I believe you have the motion on the minutes of our last council meeting.
Moved by myself, seconded by Angela Field. Be it resolved, the council adopt the following meeting minutes. September 4th, 2025, regular council meeting.
Thank you very much, Thank you very much, Councillor Legree. Council, you have had opportunity to review the minutes. Any errors or omissions? I see none. All in favor? That is carried. We're very pleased tonight to have a delegation in person. In fact, we're joined this evening by Kristen Nemi, the Director of Education for the Renfrew County District School Board. Council will recall, and those who are perhaps subscribed to our YouTube channel will recall that Ms. Nemi was here at our last meeting through the miracle of virtual meeting, digitization, if you will. Very pleased to have her here in person tonight, and perhaps a little bit more elaborate presentation on renature and what the nature of this, no pun intended, how this is intended to work. And I know that I have seen the presentation at the County of Renfrew. I know that particularly with Admaston Public School, only about a stone's throw away from where we're sitting right now, there's a lot of interest certainly on council and in our community. So with that, welcome tonight, Ms. Nemi, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mayor, and thank you to all of you for giving me some time this evening. I am very proud to present on behalf of Renfrew County District School Board as well as the Renature Foundation. And the presentation that was provided to you in your package is the presentation that was given to County Council. We've kept it consistent for all of the presentations that we've given. And we'll proceed to the next, we'll go over 2 slides, if possible. Thank you. Keep going. So during the spring of 2025, we completed a comprehensive consultation for our new strategic plan that will run from 2026 to 2030. And during that process, and as well during the past 2 years of budget consultations, the feedback has been quite overwhelming from the RCDSB community to continue to prioritize student engagement and well-being. And I use that specific term because that's one of the 3 priorities from the Ministry of Education's Student Achievement Plan. And so what we mean by that is we want students to be engaged in their learning, and we also want them to be well when they're at school and outside of school. We have made a significant number of investments in this area ourselves as a school board. For example, as you know, we are having to stretch our dollar further and further, as you are at the municipal level. And even during times of reductions in other areas, we have increased the number of support staff, specifically educational assistants and school support counselors over the last few years, including this upcoming year. We also work with experts in children's mental health and behavior experts, experts in the area of special education. We've listed a few there. There are a few of many that we work with. But we also think we need to think innovatively and think about how to get upstream and really support students with their well-being in a different way. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about this evening. So we'll go to the next slide. Renfrew County District School Board has a historical commitment to inquiry-based learning, hands-on learning, and specifically outdoor learning and environmental education. We have an amazing partnership with Shaw Woods already, and we have some schools who on their own volition have partnered with Eco Schools Canada. So for example, last year we had 3 schools earn a certification with Eco Schools. Killaloe Public for 2 years in a row got the highest certification, Platinum. And Eganville and District Public School got a gold certification, and Rockwood Public School got a bronze certification. And this year we're looking at recruiting environmental champions from all of our schools to enhance that partnership with Eco Schools Canada to give our students a real depth of understanding about environmental stewardship. The last point I would make is that our schoolyards are absolutely incredible in the RCDSB. And Admaston Public School is a great example. Just drove by it and remembered how beautiful it is there as well. And there's just so much potential in our schoolyards to provide amazing learning opportunities right there on our properties. It's amazing to bring our students to Shaw Woods, but as you know, the cost of transportation and busing has increased. So field trips are really expensive for our schools. We do appreciate our school councils who do a lot of fundraising to support that. But we certainly would love to be able to provide those types of learning opportunities outside on a daily basis and not rely just solely on field trips. And so we have partnered with the Renature Foundation to access resources to further support outdoor learning in our school board. So who is Renature? They're a Canadian nonprofit that they have one main goal, and that's that they want every single school in Canada to have their own forest outside, as well as an outdoor learning space where students can learn and educators have the support that they need to be able to utilize that space. So they really see 4 main ingredients to this type of approach. You need a forest for shade, a classroom an outdoor classroom that you can teach in, a mentor who can, work with educators on how to teach the curriculum outside, and then, the actual curriculum that you can adapt to the outdoors. So this particular project is, as I said, it's a partnership with the Renature Foundation, and our goal is to design and install outdoor learning spaces in 19 elementary schools across Renfrew County. That is all of our elementary schools that are on our CDSB property that are in Renfrew County and that have kindergarten to grade 6 students. So we're starting with our younger students, looking to sort of roll this up into all the way to grade 12. This space is going to support, as I said, outdoor learning, inquiry-based learning, which is a huge part of the kindergarten program. And if we go to the next slide, we'll show a sample design. So if we were successful in obtaining all of the funding that we need, then we would work with the schools and have a central design team working with Renature to design a space. But this would be an example. The space that we are looking at installing in every schoolyard will be about 75 feet by 75 feet. That's more of a rectangular shape, but picture something in that area. We could fit about 3 to 4 classes outside into that space. And so there's different areas where students can learn. So the middle is like whole group instruction. Top right would be small group, maybe 6 or 7 students with the teacher. And then there are other areas. And the way that they design them is so that the sight lines, like the foliage is above the children. And so it's the way that they design them so that we have good sight lines for supervision in those spaces. So Renature has 2 main roles. They are working in the background on all of the grant applications for us. Because they are experts in the field of outdoor education and environmental education, they know where those grants are. They know where the money is. And so they are coordinating all the grant applications. And if we're successful in getting the funding, they are going to take care of the project management from beginning to end. So right now it's securing the funding. If we are successful in getting the funding, then it's the design process, the architectural drawings, all the way to construction, to also supporting us for 18 months with maintenance of the spaces and with professional development with their staff on site in our schools, outside with the students and the educators. And what they do is then they hand it over to us, in terms of they train our facilities staff on how to maintain the spaces, and they've trained our educational staff on how to use them. So our role is one of the main parts that we play is we are funding up to 20% of the project. So Renature is pulling in grants to pay for 80% of the project, and then we're using capital funding to pay for 20%. Another role is why I'm here. Because one of the main grants, and I'll get to that on the next slide, but One of the main grants is through FCM, as you know, because you passed the resolution for us already, which we're really grateful for. But just partnering with municipalities to be able to access some of these grants is the part that the school board is playing. So as I was here 2 weeks ago, so you already know kind of what your role has been, and we'll go to the next slide. So the main grant that we are looking to access is through the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, because there is the Growing Canada's Community Canopies program that, and what's happened is every municipality has access to up to $10 million through this grant to create green spaces for trees. The challenge is that it's a 50-50 match, which I know you're aware of some of these grants and how they work. And so what FCM has communicated to Renature is that a lot of municipalities just aren't able to access the dollars for good reason. That's a lot of money. And so FCM has said to Renature, we would be interested in working with school boards if they have the support of the municipalities to access this grant. And so that's why I have been approaching all of the municipalities on behalf of our school board and Renature. And what we've been asking for is for $50,000 per school site. So for this township, you have Admaston Public School, we would be asking for it to access $50,000 out of that $10 million pot. So it is a really small percentage. And so I do want to say, I know that I'm here more just to give you sort of a more in-depth presentation this evening. And 2 weeks ago, you already passed the resolution giving us that support. So it was today, actually, that all of the applications went in for all 19 schools, 13 municipalities. And all of that work was, mainly completed by Renature in terms of getting those applications in. So really, I'm here to say thank you because you've already passed that motion and that resolution. So in terms of our next steps, we have been told that it could take, about 4 months for us to hear back from FCM. So we're hoping to hear back by January, because we then would really, if we're successful at that grant, Renature is helping us pull in other grants to get us to that 80%. And then we would go through the design phase in the spring, put the shovel in the ground for the summer, and hope to have these spaces built for next fall for the start of the school year. That's our goal. We will see how it goes. So we look forward to bringing you updates because if we are successful with the FCM grant, then I anticipate that this will be a go. And so we will share updates with all the municipalities who have been our partner in this. So thank you very much for your time.
Outstanding. And I really appreciate the enthusiasm that you bring to this. I share in that enthusiasm, Ms. Nimi. It has struck me going back quite a number of years, even to my time in elementary school, where there was almost a sterilization. It was almost like the exercise yard, so to speak, where the children could be monitored on a regular basis. So I'm really deeply appreciative of reestablishing a natural component to our playgrounds. I expect that we have quite a number of schools across the county of Renfrew that perhaps just on the other side of the fence, there are probably lots of forested areas as well, but this is almost picking up on the theme of the Shaw Woods, which is it is a learning environment. It is not just a forest just outside or on the other side of the fence. So open the floor to any questions or comments, Council. Deputy Mayor, please.
So I sort of echo the mayor's thoughts. It's a fantastic program. Admaston Public School actually was working towards this previously. I was a member of parent council at the time and also of the Admaston Recreation Committee. So I've put in a lot of my hours prior to council into Admaston Public School. It's a question. We have parent council gave up because the rules and requirements from the plant department were untenable and unattainable. So I'm cautiously optimistic that this is going to go through because we had plans very similar to the ones that you actually shared for the outdoor classroom, and we had funding lined up for the blackboards and that kind of stuff, and the plant department shut it down. So I'm hopeful that the board has caught up to where the parents and staff of Admaston were, because it's a fantastic opportunity for the students. And I know the teachers at Admaston, they kick those kids outside as often as the weather will permit, and sometimes even when it doesn't. But it, like, everything has to line up. So, even something as simple as benches, the ones we were going to get, we were told were unacceptable. They were too rough. There were going to be slivers. I'm hopeful, again, that the plant department will, but is this something that has been discussed?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
we have both our health and safety department and our facilities department on our planning team, and they are going to be supportive. And they are working alongside us through the whole process. And they know that this is they know this is going to happen if we get these grants. So we're all working together to make it happen. So I'm fully confident that that's going to come to fruition. I guess I failed to say, some of the benefits just are, we know that if we spend time outside, our wellness improves, and that's for young and old and everyone in between. And then also just the research shows that students who sit in a classroom and learn about environmental issues don't actually really fully commit or feel responsible for their environment, as opposed to if we spend time outside and in the environment, then we feel more responsible for it because we're connected to it. And so that's it's that concept of developing environmental stewardship in our students as well, which we know we need, right, in these times.
Absolutely. Councillor Hamilton, please.
Yeah, the second school we have in AdmastonBromley is Opiongo.
Yes.
And they have a lot of natural habitat.
They do. 50 some acres, I hear.
and I've had outdoor environmental
Yep.
programs for
Yes.
a number of years.
Yep.
When do you see the high schools coming on stream, or are there people within the establishment of IE Opiongo that have some skills to offer to
Absolutely.
the masses?
Yeah. So Opiongo High School is one of our high schools that has the environmental specialist high skills major, which is a ministry certification. And so they are definitely, very passionate about outdoor ed at that high school. If my dream could come true, it would be next year that we would be applying to FCM for round 2. But I will just see how quickly all of this can unfold this year for the first batch of schools, with the hopes then that we would be looking at all of our secondary schools either, for the following cycle or maybe 2 years later. But that would be ideal because then all of our schools would have those spaces. And we know that the secondary students would also benefit from spending time outside. And we have beautiful spaces. So we need to take advantage of that.
Okay. Anything further? And perhaps this is more in Renature's bailiwick, Ms. Nemi. I'm assuming that the trees, the species that we are anticipating, part of the 19 schools, are going to be drawn from our local environment, that are going to be kind of representative of what the students or even the neighbors, if you will, would experience in the wilderness. Is that?
That is their intention, and so they do have horticulturalists who work for Renature, and in fact, the founder that's his background, and so they've been doing a ton of research. They've been researching all the local nurseries and looking to figure out where they're going to source all of the trees, and so I do know that they've been doing a lot of research about this area, and so I do believe that that's their plan. They might bring in some other species, but they will bring in whatever they bring in is going to thrive in our area.
Sure, it definitely needs to be a species that will grow here.
Yeah.
The second question is in a similar vein. There's an outstanding forestry technician program actually at Algonquin College, and I'm wondering if there is any synergies that have been explored with the college.
There have been. I should have mentioned that. So I was at Algonquin about 2 or 3 weeks ago for an event. And I was on a mission. I wanted to find who is part of the early childhood educator program because I would like them involved in the PD side of it. And then also who is part of the forestry program, especially the urban forestry program. So I did connect. And so one of their staff and I are coordinating a meeting because they might be interested in working with us on the maintenance side of it. Right. So thank you for bringing that up. It's an excellent point. Always looking to form partnerships to support these types of initiatives.
Well, the reason that I'm kind of threw that up there is because I think that they are a fairly integral part of the Shaw Woods as well. I think that there is a fairly close connection with a lot of the students that are there. And I think it's outstanding to be able to leverage some of the expertise and enthusiasm that already exists in here. Of course, this Ottawa Valley was founded on the forestry industry, the rough and tumble, what is the lumberjack song? So it is certainly part of our heritage here. So there's lots of resources here. In any event, I think that this is an outstanding initiative, both unto itself, but also recognizing the legacy that it brings from the Ottawa Valley and the first economy, I guess I would say, of the Ottawa Valley. So thank you very much once again for coming here this evening, and look forward to this bearing fruit, figuratively and literally.
Absolutely. Thank you very much again for your support. Have a nice evening.
You as well. Safe travels. With that, there is on any committees. We have no reports from any of the committees. So a reminder, Council, we do have 2 committee meetings on Monday afternoon. So we will jump directly to item 13, which is the Renfrew County Municipal Day. I believe Deputy Mayor Field.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Legree. Be it resolved that the council receive the information on the Renfrew County Municipal Day to be held on Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at the County of Renfrew building.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Field. Any questions, comments, Council? I think this is perhaps the second annual, last year being the first. And I think it was very well received. I think they've actually enhanced. I think there are some added features this year. And I thought it was exceptional, both for the local municipalities, the 17, well, including the city of Pembroke, 18, but also just for the general public to come out and see what goes on at the County of Renfrew. And I think this is a fantastic initiative, and look forward to it. It might be somewhat wishful thinking. I believe County Council meets on the 24th of September, and I don't think we've concluded a meeting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon yet. So I am more than happy to put a hard timeline on that, and look forward to that. Maybe we should have these more often. It might reduce some of the chatter. Councillor Hamilton, did you have a comment?
Yeah, other than I attended the event last year, and I echo your sentiments and comments. A great opportunity for the public, for fellow councillors, and anybody to get a handle on what our good county council and our Renfrew County government does on our behalf. And unfortunately, on the 24th of September, I will not be there. I have other commitments.
Well, we welcome your endorsement just the same, Councillor Hamilton, and the invitation is open to all. With that, then, if there's nothing further, all in favor? That is carried. Deputy Mayor Field, the action tracking list, if you please.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Legree. Be it resolved that council receive the action tracking list as information.
Thank you very much. And I note that there is nothing new, and I don't think anything changed, but the floor is open. Councillor Hamilton.
Yes. I guess we took the opportunity to speak a little bit about Taste of the Valley at our most recent library board meeting this week. And I guess they're very excited about the upcoming Taste of the Valley and look to share possibly with other groups in our township to establish a presence and a pretty decent presence at the event. But at that, and part of that discussion at the township committee level was, I would say, overwhelming support with the idea of maybe doing some rebranding of our logo leading up to this event, and I guess I wanted to put that on the table for discussion. I know the Taste of the Valley is a little way out there, and I know hopefully we have a little time, but I guess would ask council to give that some thought if we, as we go into the next year, and time travels real fast. All of a sudden, it's upon us, and we won't have time to make those types of moves if it's something we want to consider.
Actually, thank you very much for bringing that forward. That is something perhaps give consideration to, maybe even add that to one of our Monday committee meetings. Councillor, you are absolutely correct. It is worth reminding everyone we are 13, almost precisely, I think, 13 months remaining in this term of council, i.e. there will be an election in October of 2026. And we are past to the midway point of September of 2025. So time does indeed get away if, in the famous words of an incredibly wise person, life moves pretty fast. Sometimes you got to stop and look around or you'll miss it. In any event, thank you for that, Councillor Hamilton. I think that is a worthy discussion to add to our agenda for Monday's Finance and Admin, perhaps, if we can. And I get that at this point, we're not going to have any information to present, but just that we might have even an open discussion on what it might look like to give consideration to that. I think that would be a good starting point. Anything further on the action tracking list? Councillor Hamilton.
I will touch base, Ms. Kirby, with this. One of the members of the library board knew a local person that was into development of this type of thing, a graphic designer, and they thought, I do not know the name of the person, but going forward, I'll share what information I have and to get it so we can get a handle on maybe what it might cost to do something like this.
Yeah, and to not prejudice what it might look like, I think that would be the genesis. If in fact council's will is to consider an update to our shield, if you will, that we would have a broad discussion of how we would want to do that. So I think that would be a fantastic starting point just for that meeting on Monday. Once again, anything further? I see none. All in favor? That is carried. And confirmatory bylaw, Councillor Gourlay. Oh, sorry. I'm jumping over stuff again, am I?
Yes.
Indeed. New business, item 16. Is there any new business? Councillor
So I think it's under new business, but it's just a request to staff for our next meeting being the October 2nd or whatever it is. I'd like to see some sort of an update on the waste. It might already be on the agenda for that purpose, but just some, how is it looking?
Yeah, it's a month in at the October 2nd meeting, so we are bringing that.
And in fact, the CAO, I was going to discuss with the CAO of having kind of a status update on how the transition is going. Mr. Wazinski in our last meeting did give a brief verbal report because on the first, I guess when we had our first meeting, it had only just begun, I think the day before perhaps. So it was a relatively thin, but I was hoping actually to have a conversation with the CAO for that. Councillor Hamilton, did you have some new business as well?
Yes. Following up the theme of Taste of the Valley, the next one is this Saturday in Calabogie for any of those that want to get a handle what a rural one maybe looks like. It's a great facility in Calabogie, and this is the second one they've had there. So please feel if you're able to attend. The second item I would like to bring forward under new business is the library, again, tied to the library. They have took it upon themselves to bring in a speaker for the date is, I believe, November, but they are bringing in Alison Seeley. She's an author and a vet and an animal chiropractor. And We do. She has 3 written books, but has 2 of them in our library currently. As she's coming to speak on it, I understand her expertise is horses and basically any other animal. So our pet folks or people that have animals and they might be interested, we will see this again. It is on our website, I believe, or was, if it isn't, it will soon be given to the township to put there. I received a copy of it from our meeting was last night, Tuesday. Sorry, I received a copy of this, so we will get it out there. But I just wanted to, save the date, sort of thing, on it.
Sorry, if you could, Councillor Hamilton, repeat that date, please.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on the poster.
I think you said it was in November, but I don't know if you gave a specific date.
Yeah, just a second. I'll blow up the poster some more.
Just while Councillor Hamilton is looking up there, Councillor McGree, it is the 2nd of October. I scrolled through my calendar, so we will have something. We will have something on the 2nd of October. Excellent. Thank you.
And looking at our poster, or this poster, I don't see a date, so I will have to share the date when I inquire with the librarian to get that date for us.
Outstanding. And because you also were prescient, my next question was if there is kind of like a flyer or a poster, then we can put that up on the website, get it out on social media, but it is going to be essential that the date be on there before we put it up there at all. So perhaps with some alacrity, there can be some specifics on that, because I think the sooner we get it out there for these events, for more people to see that, I think that's very interesting, what is being proposed. Any further new business? I will go to Councillor Gorley and then I will come with Ms. Charkavy. I have no new business, thankfully. Deputy Mayor, have you any new business? Okay, it would be unanimous. Councillor Gorley, please.
Thank you. Just a little update on the Chamber of Commerce. We do have the Pinnacle of Business Excellence Awards coming up October 23rd. If you check your email, I sent everybody the nomination forms. So if you think of anybody within the categories, there's Business of the Year, Breakout Business of the Year, Lifetime Achievement Award, Employee of the Year, Youth Employee of the Year, Young Entrepreneur of the Year, and Hospitality of the Year. We extended the deadline out to September 29th, and because we're really trying to push the focus that it's not just Renfrew, it's Renfrew and area, and we do encompass the outside municipalities. We're trying to really get it out there that we can get some deserving people nominated. So
that's outstanding. I'm assuming from the inference that you made was that there is a poster or a flyer for that event as well, or is there something that we can share and amplify on our social media?
Correct. Yes, we do have it up on our Facebook page for the Chamber of Commerce, and it's being shared around quite a bit. So
there was one other piece of new business out of the Chamber of Commerce that I don't think you got to, Councillor Gorley. So who is the current acting president of the Renfrew Area Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so I'm currently the new acting president of the Chamber of Commerce. We are at our last meeting this week. We will be backfilling the vice president, and it'll hold until March at our AGM. So,
well, congratulations. I know that it was not something that you had sought, but there was a change and the office became vacant. So thank you very much, I think, for stepping forward into the void. These things always need leadership, and I know that you're going to bring very capable leadership to the role. At least through March, between now and March, you can have consideration on whether you will seek a mandate from the people, yes, if you will. Anyway, congratulations and thank you for stepping forward, Councillor Gorley.
Thank you.
More new business, Councillor?
New business. I blew up the poster and I found the dates. They are on the poster, my bad. The date is November 17th, 2025, starting at 6 p.m. at the library. For Alison Seeley, the chiropractor, animal chiropractor.
Outstanding. We probably want to have a look at that so that I want to be very careful. It's great to have a poster, but the date should not have to it's best if the date does not have to be blown up. The poster has to be blown up. Less sleuthing is always preferable in that instance. Likewise, Councillor Gorley, we will find, and if we don't have it available, if you could provide the link that we can put the chambers nominations request or call for nominations on social media and on our website as well. Outstanding. Thank you. Any further new business? Oh, that's right, Ms. Charkaby.
I just wanted to thank the County of Renfrew for the agricultural tour that a couple, Councillor Hamilton and myself went on, and Deputy Mayor Field was a tour guide. It was really good. We did stop in Admaston-Bromley, and it was really mostly centered around the economics and what it's like and what it means and how it affects life as a farmer. It was I learned a lot. It was a lot to take in. So it was a very good day. I just wanted to thank the County of Renfrew for that.
It is a lot. I would love to have been there, but I have a part-time job for all of council. You may be aware I practice farming once in a while as well. So in fact, on the Friday when the ag tour was on, you caught me practicing agriculture as I was doing my fall booster vaccines amongst my cattle. But I'm sure, as Deputy Mayor Field would attest, I have been hearing from people that did attend, and we're enormously appreciative of like the economic component, the economic engine that is agriculture in Renfrew County. A lot of the challenges, I know just today in speaking with Ms. Poplinski, the media relations person at the county, was very much engaged with Mr. Wittenberg, who, and I was not sure, but she advised, in fact, this Mr. Wittenberg is the son of a veterinarian, a large animal veterinarian, and large animal veterinarians are a growing concern, and our access to them here in Renfrew County and the Ottawa Valley generally is a large concern. So it's important, almost in a similar vein to what Ms. Nemi was here for earlier this evening. Forestry kind of surrounds us here, but not a whole lot of us have a great deal of firsthand knowledge or information. And I think that was exceptional on the tour. As I understood it, there were 6 county councillors with, I think, quite a numerous local lower tier municipal participants, lots of staff. I have seen the pictures, so it looked like there was a good turnout. I was very pleased to see that. Did you, as one of the tour guides, Deputy Mayor, did you want to add any comments?
So I do. I would like to add that this was actually a Renfrew County Federation of Agriculture initiative, and it was supported by the Agricultural Economic Development Committee from the county. Without their support, we would not have had the bus tour. This is something that the Renfrew Federation has been working on for actually pre-COVID. They sort of dreamt of it. And then when I joined the committee, it was something we kept talking about and putting off. It was well attended. There were excellent questions from the councillors and those that did attend. I did my level best to get the information out in a way that could be palatable, not necessarily shoved down a throat. And it seemed to be well received. We had 3 stops, but at the middle stop, we were there for about 3 hours, I think. And so they actually covered a lot of ground there, which was fantastic. And I may have put a few bugs in a few ears about encouragement of vets, drawing them into our vicinity at least, and that kind of thing. So it was, I would like to think that it started to get those that were unaware of the contribution that ag makes to the county, that maybe they should be paying a little closer attention.
Outstanding. And I did hear some comments on the didn't look to be precisely newborn, but I think it was a very, very young calf at, I think, the first stop that I'd suggested to this person. And if there was going to be a second annual, those baby goats, the ones that bounce around, those are always a killer attraction. That's something to give consideration to.
It was only a few hours old, actually. It was a newborn calf. It was born that day.
Outstanding. It was on its feet, mind you. That takes about 20 minutes. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for bringing that forward, Ms. Charkaby. So obviously the thanks are to the Renfrew County Federation, who conceived and brought to fruition with the assistance of the County of Renfrew. Yeah. Last call for new business. I see none. Now we are at closed session. There was none required at the time of mailing. Does that continue to be true? There is no closed session. Okay, with that then, Councillor Gorley, the confirmatory bylaw, please.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Hamilton, be it resolved that the bylaw 2025-35, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of Township of Admaston-Bromley at the meeting held September 18th, 2025, be now numbered, deemed read 3 times, and passed.
Thank you very much. Council, all in favor? That is carried. And Councillor Hamilton, the final resolution of the evening. Oh,
Moved by
Okay.
myself, second by
question
Kevin.
period.
Question. Oh.
Question period. Question period. No questions. Councillor Hamilton.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Gurley. Be it resolved that the Thursday, September 18th, 2025 Township of Admaston-Bromley Council meeting be adjourned at 8:10 p.m.
Thank you very much. Council, all in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Did it?